Hi everybody, how are you doing? Welcome to the Ginger Nut Marketing Podcast here on Facebook and also live on the podcast. Today, what I want to talk about is the 7 hard-learned business growth lessons for 2018 and 19. So today is the 30th of April 2019 and we are at our year end. So that is my digital creative agency, Elephant Digital. It's actually 5 years old today. So we're celebrating today. It's been a fantastic 5 years, but it's also been a really tough 5 years as well. And I wanted to share some of the things that I've learned in the last kind of 12 months. Some of these things will apply to some of your companies out there, and hopefully some of them will be, inspiration and ideas for you to take forward in your companies and to use to help you grow your business for the next 12 months. So the first thing I'll say is that these are the hard fought, the hard won, the hard learnt lessons. Some of them are really obvious. And some of them are quite personal to me, so I hope you kind of enjoy it and I hope you get some value from it. Okay, so I'll crack on. Number 1, launch a podcast or a YouTube channel right now. So I can't emphasize the importance of video and of thinking like a media production company in terms of your marketing and your marketing planning for the next 12 months. All the best organizations in the world right now are reshifting and refocusing their marketing efforts to become a content-led organization, and specifically a video-led content organization. So if you watched my last video, which is about 10 times ROC or 10 times return on content, we talked about how starting with video is a really good way of laying a foundation of a piece of content and then expanding out from that video into multiple pieces of content. By all means, go and check that one out. But for me, in the last year, I feel like in a way, I came to this video party a little bit late. There's people that have been prolific on video and video content marketing for a few years now. And I've thoroughly enjoyed the journey. I've been doing Facebook Live for a few months. I've been doing YouTube for about 6 months. And I've been doing podcasting for just coming up to 9 months now, which is really, really early in the journey. But the value it creates and the amount of opportunity it creates is just phenomenal. So I'll give you, for instance, I run a B2B service-based agency. So I'm reliant on my ability and my company's ability to win new clients. So that's our business model. Meeting and interacting with and networking with marketing managers, managing directors, business owners is key to our business growth model. That's fundamentally what we're trying to do. We're trying to reach out and connect with the people we want to do work with. So as part of the podcast, I had the absolute joy of meeting and then recording, interviewing Bruce Daisley, who's the VP for EMEA of Twitter. Fantastic global brand. It's a social media brand. It's an incredibly relevant brand in today's interconnected global world. And it was just an absolute pleasure to meet Bruce and to talk about the things that he's interested in and to share ideas about how the world of marketing is changing and even perhaps how the world of business is changing. And I wouldn't have got that if I didn't have the podcast to win him over, to treat him and to invite him to join me on this kind of crusade that I'm on to deliver great content to the world. And I'm delighted Bruce came on the podcast. It was a really, really good chat. But I don't think I would have ever been able to meet and have an hour-long conversation with someone as senior as Bruce if I didn't have the podcast, if I didn't have the YouTube channel. So number 1 thing if you're going to do next year is create a YouTube channel or launch a podcast. I'm running a course later this year about how to launch a podcast and how to launch a YouTube channel. And it really is as simple as setting up the channel, grabbing the camera from your phone or from your desktop, the one I'm waving at here for anyone who can't see me on the podcast, and just recording, just doing what I'm doing now, talking about what you know, what you're good at. And that's how you start a video channel or a podcast channel. Just talk about the stuff that you know and that you love and you're passionate about. So that's number 1. Number 2, experiment with your marketing tactics. So I've been experimenting quite a lot in the last year, trialing different things, whether it comes to ads or to social, or to more offline forms of marketing. But the one thing that I've really explored in the last 12 months and found a lot of value from is event marketing. So specifically, I mean launching events, training events, where you or one of your team are the seminar leader,
and you're sharing and adding value, what it does, it allows you, again, it allows you to meet people that you wouldn't have already met. Forgive me, I'm just gonna have a drink. It allows you to meet your prospective customers. It allows you to engage with them on a really personal level, because most training courses are like 5 to 15 people. It also allows you to demonstrate the value that you bring or you can bring. There's a value exchange there in terms of money. So I'd always charge for courses. You know, by all means, do taster sessions and freebie sessions to get people bought into you and the idea of training with you. But ultimately, make sure the courses are adding value, and make sure those courses are of value to the customer, the person you're going to deliver the course for. And if you can do that, and if you can create this exchange of value, you'll be able to connect with people on a far deeper level, and you'll get far, far, far greater long-term relationships with the people that you have on these courses. So that's my top tip, my number 2 tip, sorry, for expanding and exploring your marketing next year is, can you run events? Can you find ways of connecting with people? And I do think events and training are different to like going to a conference. So a conference is a place where lots of people are gathering to talk to lots of different service providers, and you've got less opportunity for that one-to-one or one-to-few interaction. And that's the most important thing when it comes to running your own training events. You get that one-to-one interaction, and it's of fantastic value to you and for the other person. So that's number 2. Number 3 is client relationships. In fact, it's 5 times more attention to your clients in 2019 and 20. So when you think about the relationship you've got with your customers, whether your customers, you call them clients, customers, consumers, whatever you call them, the people that give you money in exchange for the product or service that you create or deliver, they're the people you've got to look after in the next year. And you've got to look after them 5 times more than you think. So for example, here's a question. When's the last time you asked your customers, A, what do they need? What products and services do they need going forward? And 2, do they still see value in your organization? So are the products and services you're currently delivering adding value? Are they still adding value? And if they're not, why? So the 2 questions, they're kind of combined. Have their needs changed? And am I still living up and delivering on my promise that you need? And I just think if you don't give that level of attention to your customers, your existing customers, that's bad practice. That's not going to set you up for the future. It's also bad practice in terms of when you win new business. You want to be getting to know your customers very well at the start, but maintaining that relationship 24/7. My top tip for that is to go and meet your customers informally every quarter for a meal, a drink, a coffee, a chat, with no agenda. Just go in there and ask how things are going. How's the business doing? If you get some work off that meeting, fantastic. And I'm sure there's a bunch of salespeople out there who'll be going, Phil, what the hell are you saying? You should always be closing. And yeah, you know, by all means, have it in your head that you should always be closing. Yeah, fine. But go in there with no agenda. As in just think in your head, I want to get through to these customers. I want to understand where they're coming from. And I want to understand if I'm missing something. If they know something that I don't know. They might have a customer who they have some insight from their supply chain. They may be working with other partners who are doing similar or different things to you that are providing a different, better, more interesting level of service or product, whatever it might be. And if you go in with the right attitude, you might be able to eke out some of this insight from your customers. So there's so much value in doing that. Okay, number 4 out of 7. Explore new technologies, but don't get obsessed and distracted. I'm a technology guy. I love technology. I love exploring AR, VR, chatbots, voice search, and all these amazing things that are coming to the market. And I get really excited by them, but I also get distracted by them. And I've been distracted in the last year. I've let myself get too distracted by playing with some of these toys. And I say toys lightly and respectfully because I know there's lots of great organizations out there that are building products that you may want to incorporate into your marketing plan in the future. So there's no problem at all spending 2 or 5% of your time this year investing in learning about these new technologies, maybe even trialing them. But if you can't see a tangible reason how to deliver and create value, or more importantly, return on the investment in 2019, don't do it. Don't get distracted. You will get distracted by technology. I get distracted by technology very easily. So don't let it distract you. Focus on your product, focus on your customer, and focus on creating campaigns that deliver value and bums on seats, as we call it, new business. Number 5, this is a personal one for me.
Choose your partners, suppliers wisely. So I had a business partner. I started my digital creative agency, Elephant Digital, with my business partner. And for the first 3 years, everything was fine. I think we grew apart in year 4. And as we got into year 5 in the last 12 months, we fundamentally grew apart. We had very, very different visions for the company. And that was really, really hard. And, you know, as of 6 months ago, I bought my business partner out. So I own Elephant Digital now. That was really hard. It was hard emotionally. It was hard on my family. It was hard on the staff, you know, here in the office. It took a toll on everybody. And it wasn't because I chose the wrong partner. It's because I didn't deal with it early enough. I didn't deal with it directly enough. And I should have done. That's a lesson learned. So that lesson can be applied to your partners, your suppliers, you know, the people that you work with that perhaps aren't in the organization, or perhaps they are in the organization and you've chosen to work on a particular project with someone who's you're just not quite gelling together. You know, nip it in the bud quickly and professionally and as respectfully as possible, because people create companies, and people working with people that create a negative environment destroy companies. So don't let it destroy your company. Don't let it destroy all your hard work. Whether you own the company or whether you're a part of the company, you're still invested in that business. So don't let bad relationships destroy businesses. Number 6 is, let me take a sip again. Number 6 is put the customer at the heart of every action you take. So I met a really lovely person this year called Julie Linforth, who said to me, marketing should sit on the board. Her role as marketing director of her company is to act as the voice of the customer in the boardroom, to constantly remind the board and the leadership team that everything we do revolves around the customer and delivering to the needs of that customer. And I think a lot of organizations lose sight of this very quickly. They create great products, they create great services, and then they get distracted with campaigns and with finance and with, you know, improving operational efficiencies. And that's all fine, and I'm all for that. But I believe at the core of everything that we do, of every action that we take across every discipline within a business, should be focused around the customer. Because if we focus on the customer, we'll create a company or an organization that delivers value. And a company that delivers value will grow and it will prosper. If we're satisfying the needs of our customers and we're managing our business efficiently, we should be making profit. And if we're making profit, all good. Everyone's happy. So what are you doing to put the customer at the heart of your business? Have you got marketing on the board or leadership team? Do you have a process in place for every division of your company to think about the customer in every action that they take? I think that's a crucial one for 2019. And it sounds really, really dated. In fact, it's the oldest concept known to man. Understand your customer and deliver to them. That's what customers want. Marketing is just communicating how we do it. It's as simple as that. Number 7, my final hard-learned lesson for 2018, 2019. And again, this is one that I should have done 5, 10 years ago. Build your personal brand. In life, some of us has jobs. Some of us run companies and we're self-employed. But very few of us have assets. And assets are key. Assets are what differentiates wealth and lack of wealth, or worth, or negative net worth and positive net worth. If you've got £1 million house and £1 million mortgage, you haven't got £1 million house as an asset. You've got £1 million worth of debt. And that's the way you need to think about it. So if you build your personal brand and you build a following and you connect with people and you add real value to your network, and you consistently add value over time, you'll build a personal brand. And that personal brand is something that no one can take away from you because it's your asset. You own that personal brand. And whether you're going to be carrying on in an employee role, or whether you're going to carry on in a self-employed role, or whether you're going to, you know, switch as you go through your life, go through your career, you've only got your reputation, you've only got your personal brand, and you've only got your ability to deliver day after day after day. And I promise you, after nearly 20 years in business now, my number one lesson and my summary for today is do what you say and do it well. And if you do that, you'll build a personal brand. Supporting that, you can do all the things that I've been doing for the last year. Publish content, refine and practice and perfect your pitch. Who are you? What are you standing for? What value you bring to the world? Who's the tribe you're trying to get on board with your journey? And then, create partnerships, work with people, collaborate, innovate together. This is a big, bad, ugly world out there in business, and you really can't do it by yourself. It doesn't matter who you collaborate with or what you collaborate on. Just seek out opportunities, big and small. Whether it's creating a new business venture together with someone you feel is who's going to actually add value to this new partnership, this new collaboration, whether it's just working internally with somebody, maybe a mentor, and seeking advice and seeking a way to help both your careers grow together. Maybe you could start a group within your organization of aspiring entrepreneurs who are looking to grow their careers. Focus on your personal brand in 2018, 2019, and you won't go wrong. So that is my 7 hard-learned business growth lessons for 2018, 2019. You can see if you're watching the video, I'm doing this with gritted teeth because I have fought hard this year to make myself a success and to really enjoy the world of business. And I hope that was of use to you. And if you've got any advice, any thoughts, any tips, back to me, fire them over. I'd love to hear. As always, have a great day, and thanks for tuning in.